guys, what's up and welcome back to my channel and welcome to today's video. So we're going to be creating a full face look. I'm hoping to do something like a little bit smoky eyes, glowy skin, and hopefully also something a little bit festive. It's officially the 1st of December. My festive background is in full flight. Oh, I'm so excited for the holidays this year. And I'm also so excited for today's video because I'm going to be using some of our brand new launches from Gerard Cosmetics. I've been inundated with comments and questions and requests to actually use some of our brand new loose eyeshadow pigments in a tutorial to show you guys exactly how I use them and to also do a video using our brand new makeup brushes. I'm still just like beyond so super excited for our new launches. Thank you so much to each of you. You know, I've just received so much incredible support. You were all loving the product. So many of you have already received them, especially here in Australia and also in the US, because we now do have our very own US warehouse. So shipping in the US is only taking 1 to 3 business days. Like it has been an extremely exciting week. So without me rambling on any further, if you are new here, please make sure to subscribe, hit that notification bell, and let's jump straight into the video. All right, first up, I need to prep my skin. I've got a couple of breakouts over the weekend, not gonna lie, I was a little bit, look, I ate some Tim Tams, okay? A lot of them. So to control shine, to keep everything looking really nice, to create a nice smooth base, I'm going to use the Dior Face and Body Backstage Primer. I've been really enjoying this one. It does an amazing job at keeping my skin really mattified and shine free. It also helps to minimize pores. It definitely does a great job. All right, skin is prepped. Let's pop some foundation on. For foundation today, I'm going to be using the L'Oreal Fresh Wear Foundation. I really like this as well. It's affordable, but honestly, you would never know. It performs even better than a lot of high-end foundations. I absolutely love it. And to apply it, I'm going to use our brand new Luxe foundation brush. Now, if you missed the launch video, and I will link it on screen, we have just launched our very own Nikkia Cosmetics professional luxury makeup brushes. I am so incredibly proud of these. These are hand designed by me. They are handcrafted, high quality, premium, professional makeup brushes. They're incredible. They make doing makeup so much easier, and you're about to see all of that in today's video. And when you do purchase a brush set, and we did release these gorgeous makeup bags as well, but when you do purchase a brush set, you do get one of the bags out with that for free. Now, there are 22 individual brushes. We have 8 face brushes and also 14 eye brushes, so there's absolutely a brush. Honestly, if you can come up with a purpose that these brushes can't fulfill, I will be shocked, because I have been like, these have been in development for over 3 years. I have just flogged these to the absolute bone. I've redesigned so many of them, like so many times. Like, some of these brushes have been revised over 8 times, and they are honestly absolutely perfect now. So I'm so excited to be actually using them on camera now. You guys have no idea. And I have been using these brushes here on my channel for the longest time, just hiding the label sneaky. And so many of you have been like, Nikkia, what brushes are you using? They look amazing. And I've been like, oh, I can't tell you. This is my set here that I've been filming with. And this is my set that I have had and have been using for over 18 months. And they are still absolutely perfect. Oh, and actually on that note, guys, one thing that I did quickly want to mention to you guys. Now, I have already got a video on how to wash makeup brushes correctly. Definitely revisit that, because these are really premium brushes. It is important that you look after them to get the longest longevity out of them. When you receive your brushes, they come like this. They are all individually wrapped, and they do actually have a brush guard on them. So when you do get them, they will come like this, and you just want to slip the brush guard off. It comes off very easily. I do recommend actually holding on to this though. These are really awesome. So when you wash your makeup brushes, you can actually slip them back on, and you go always from this end of the brush. You can slip them back on, and it actually helps to hold the bristles in place, hold the brush shape and everything like that. And natural bristles are honestly amazing. As you wash them, as you use them, they just get better and better. Like this one here I've had for so long, it honestly feels like cashmere. It is so soft. And you will notice that the white haired brushes, you know, they do puff out quite a lot more than when you first purchased them. I've designed them this way. It's what makes them perfect. But yeah, it's just a good idea to hold on to the brush guard, especially for traveling. It will keep the bristles all in place, keep them really safe. It's a good thing to hold on to them, and we've included them with the brushes, you know, for a reason. All right, so first up, our Luxe foundation brush. I'm going to take my foundation and I'm literally going to put it straight onto the brush. Now, this brush has got a really smooth flat top. It's very velvety on the skin, and it's also got a duo fiber bristle pencil, and it's very, very, very dense. I've designed this one like this so that it evenly distributes foundation without leaving, you know, lines or smears of product on the face. And I've also made it so lightweight so that it doesn't cause any micro exfoliation of the skin. This is something that I've spoken about, you know, heaps and heaps and heaps here on my channel. When you know, rub products into the skin, or you're using things that are abrasive on the skin, it actually causes friction, and it causes like that top layer of dry skin that you might have, or dead skin that you might have right on the surface, to actually kind of like ball up and come off. And when that happens, your makeup does not look as smooth as it can. I love this one too because it covers such a large area, and it just honestly gives the skin the smoothest finish you can possibly imagine. It is so good. I made this brush so many times with so many different materials. I wonder if I've got some samples here. Hang on. Here is one of our samples. I was toying with like rose gold ferrules for a while there, shiny handles for a while there, and I actually still might maybe you still release this brush. But so I've honestly, when I say that I've custom designed these brushes, I 100% mean it. I made this one out of so many different types of materials and finally got it perfect. All right, so foundation is on and there are absolutely no streaks whatsoever. It just gives a really, really beautiful airbrushed finish. No irritation to the skin. We're good to go. All right, so to fill in my brows, I'm gonna be using the Benefit Foolproof Brow Powder. I love this stuff. It really honestly is foolproof. It looks good every single time you use it, like it's incredible. And I'm gonna use the lighter shade through the head of the brow and then the deeper through the tail of the brow. And I'm gonna be using these two little brushes here. So these are our flat definer brushes and also our angled definer brushes. Very, very fine, like honestly, as fine as it can possibly get, the tips on these. They draw really, really precise, crisp lines. They're amazing for filling in the brows. They're amazing for doing eyeliner, smudging through the lower lash line, tight lining, literally anything that you need, like really precise, pointy ends. These are perfect. So I'm going to start out with the flat definer brush. This is another brush that just took so long to get perfect. The samples kept coming back and the tips just weren't fine enough. And I was like, less hair, different hair, less hair, different hair. And it happened over and over again. She's perfect now. So taking this one, I'm going to start filling in the brows just underneath first. I've only got a tiny bit of product on the brush, but what I do is I run it along the bottom of the brow just to create a nicer line, and then I know that when I'm filling them in, I don't go below that line. That's what keeps them really nice and crisp. And then once I've got that line in place, I'm just going to start flicking up with that brush, and that's going to disperse the product upwards through the brow, and then moving up. I sort of get to this point of the brow. Sometimes I switch to an angled brush, sometimes I don't. It really depends. I might, yeah, let's switch today just because I'm showing you all of the products. So switching to the angled definer brush, again, very precise, tiny little tip. And I'm also going to pick up the deeper shade out of this brow powder. And I'm going to start to actually carve out the tail of the brow. Now, again, another reason why I love these brushes is it's just so easy to get a precise little tail. It's not thick, it's not chunky, it doesn't have hair sort of splaying out everywhere. They're really, really precise. And it just means that, you know, the job's easy. And that's sort of like the whole idea behind any kind of tool that you are using, such as a makeup brush. Like the whole purpose is it's supposed to make your job easy. It's not supposed to make your job harder. And it's all these tiny little things. Like I changed the width of the handle on this brush so many times and the weight of it. I was like, no, it just doesn't feel fluid. It just doesn't feel right. Honestly, so much extra goes into this kind of stuff that people wouldn't even realize. And then finally, to finish the brow, I'm going to take this brush again. I'm going to turn it upside down. I've got a tiny bit of brow powder on it. And I'm just going to use it to flick upwards and add tiny little hairs. And this is what gets the brows even more natural looking. It literally looks like the hair's growing out of your skin. And then obviously set everything in place with a brow gel. And you'll have the most perfect and easy brow ever. All right, so here is my brows after, before. Pretty big difference, huh? All right, brows are on and I've zoomed you guys in a little bit because we're gonna start working on the eyes. And I'm excited for this, I really am. So to prime my eyes, I'm gonna be using the Gerard Cosmetics Clean Canvas Eyeshadow Base. This is an amazing eyeshadow base. It honestly lasts so well during the day. Crease proof, smudge proof. It really does intensify the color of your eyeshadows. I love it. And then to apply it, I'm going to be using our E01 Cream Blend Brush. This is another duo fiber brush. And another one that I just redesigned so many times. So the first issue that I usually have with eyeshadow primers is they always look streaky and patchy. You'll have some areas of the eye where it's, you know, blended out really well, and then other areas where you need to apply a little bit more. That's the first issue. The second issue is I've got quite small eyes. Usually concealer brushes are just way too big. And I really can't get into, you know, all the surfaces that I need. And the third issue is they were just always not soft enough on my eyes. I've got very sensitive eyes. They water at literally the drop of a hat. They get very red at the drop of a hat. So I needed a brush that was also going to be really soft on the skin, not cause irritation, and be able to blend things out and fit into all the areas that I need. So that's kind of how this little guy was born. So this one you can use for any cream eyeshadow, any cream product, eyeshadow bases, eyeshadow primers, and you can also use it to blend and apply concealer. It just does all of the jobs so well. So picking up the Gerard Cosmetics product, I'm just getting the excess off on the back of my hand. And then I'm going to start applying it on my eye as a base. So I'm going to be playing with our brand new eyeshadow pigments today. I'm so crazy excited. It was so hard to choose because we do have 29 different shades. We've got 3 collections, a duochrome collection, a metallic collection, and also our chroma shift collection. The chroma shifts one actually change colors in different lights. They're like magic. They're so cool. Oh, and also I am applying this eyeshadow primer, you know, right on the inner corner of my eyes there. I do tend to get a little bit of darkness in there, especially if I'm a little bit tired. It's really good to put your eyeshadow primer in there as well, because then once your shadow's on, you don't have to go back in over the top, over all that blending that you've done with a concealer to try and correct those areas. And yeah, so with 29 shades, I was like, how can I possibly just choose one? I've got 4 here. I may not use them all, but these are the 4 that I was like in the mood to use today. All right, so these are the pigments that I have chosen to use for the look today. Whether or not I use them all, I don't know, but I was just like, I can't. I mean, I've told you this already. I just couldn't choose. So like I said, we have released 29 different shades, many of which are duochromes. Our duochrome ones are so incredible. You know, they shift colors. They've got a really beautiful reflect through them. This one here is Serpent. Serpent is like this beautiful teal green with this amazing gold shift. It's so pretty. Next up, I had to get Stardust. Stardust is like this gorgeous gold, but it's got this insane like shimmery reflect through it. It's honestly so festive. I couldn't not. So that is what Stardust looks like there. I was thinking about putting a Serpent maybe through, you know, the lid area and stuff, and then packing Stardust on the inner corner. Next up is Molten. Molten is this beautiful, rich burgundy copper. It's kind of like a burnt copper kind of color. It's a really pretty. I thought maybe we could use this one through the crease. But yeah, I just wanted to try and show you, like, there are so many different ways that you can use these. You can honestly use them exactly the same way that you would use, you know, a pressed eyeshadow. And they can really vary in intensity and use depending on, you know, how you apply them. So you can dust them on for a really like soft sort of finish, natural kind of finish, or you can use a wet brush for a really intense metallic, like incredible, like molten kind of a look. You can use them over a tacky primer. You can use them on top of other eyeshadows. You can use them on your skin, on your face. You can use them over lipstick. There are so many different ways you can use them. I really liked Molten with these other colors. I just felt like it was like really festive. So that's Molten. And then I've also got Corrupt. Oh, I wore Corrupt on the weekend. I had a friend's birthday party, and honestly, this one is stunning. It's like a lighter based green. It's very soft. It's kind of similar-ish to Serpent. It's a lighter green with this amazing gold reflect through it. It's just a little bit grungier, a little bit kind of like darker. Yeah. It's so pretty. So to start with, I'm going to go in with Molten, and I'm going to use our Diffused. I'll use our Diffused blend brush. So this is our Diffused blending brush here. It's a really amazing, soft, fluffy blending brush, and it still tapers to a tip. So it works on those of you who have got large lids, large eyes, and also for those of you who have small eyes like me because of the tapered tip. And if you use a small amount of pressure, you know, you can blend in a small area, or if you use a large amount of pressure, the bristles splay out and you can get a larger area blended. So I'm just going to take this brush and pick up the tiniest bit of our Corrupt pigment right on the end. And I mean, when I say pigment, they are so pigmented. Don't be alarmed, they're still very, very easy to use, but like, we're not playing here. There are no fillers, there is no crap in these. They are pure pigments. So just tapping off the excess of that, and then I'm going to actually use that through the crease as a blending shade. You guys know how much I love putting a really good orange or a really good red shadow through the crease. It honestly makes it look like you've spent so long doing your eyeshadow when you haven't. So I'm just running Molten through the crease. It's added a little bit of depth, a bit of definition. It's going to serve as our transition shade. And you can also sort of see what I mean by the versatility. Like if you just run them over the skin with a blending brush, you can get a really sort of natural smooth color, whereas if I packed this on with a flat brush or if I wet my brush, it would be like exactly the same color as it is in the pot, like this intense, beautiful, rich copper color. All right, I'm gonna go in with Serpent now, that beautiful reflective green with that gold through it. It's amazing. And first I'm just gonna take it on a dry flat brush. This is our EO7 flat shader. It's a really nice, dense, but still soft flat brush with a rounded end. It's amazing for packing shadow onto the lid. It's really efficient and it definitely picks up all of the shadow, you know, out of the pan or out of the pigment jar without depositing it all over your face before you get there. So I have picked up Serpent on this brush and I'm just going to pack this one onto the lid. Now I am showing you this because I want you to see that you can very easily use these with a dry brush as well. Like you don't necessarily actually have to wet your brush if you don't want to, but I will show you the difference that it makes when you do wet your brush as well. So just basically packing that one all over the lid and a little bit into the crease as well. We are going to blend, you know, in between where we've got Molten and where we've got Serpent to create a nice smooth blended edge. Now switching up to another blending brush. This is another one of our crease brushes, the Diffused Crease, the EO3. Very similar to EO2 but slightly smaller. Really good for precise crease work. I'm going to take this one with no product and I'm just going to blend out where Serpent is meeting Molten. Now to intensify that further, like I said, you can definitely wet your brush. I'm just using MAC Fix Plus to do that, and then you can pick up the pigment on the wet brush and apply it this way and you'll see it's like, whoa, so intense. And what we've got there now is exactly the same color as what it is in the jar, and still like that insane duochrome shift as I'm moving in the light. That gold really transfers, it really reflects, and it looks like I have applied like so many different colors on my eyes. And the other thing that was really important to me with these pigments is I've got quite textured lids. Normally, a lot of the time, wetting my eyeshadow brush and then going into a pressed eyeshadow, I end up with this really bizarre, like textured, like it just makes my eyelids look absolutely terrible. See how my eyelid still looks really smooth? There is none of that flaking, there's none of that crepiness. We really we milled these down to the finest size particles possible to make sure that they still stayed smooth on the lid, but without giving you that awful crepey effect when using a wet brush. It's honestly, oh, I hate it when that happens, and it's super frustrating too. So just blending Serpent through the crease, and then I'm going to go in and pack it on with a wet brush. I figured it would help the best if I showed you as many different ways to apply these as possible. And the other thing that's cool too is you can use like a neutral eyeshadow palette that's like, say, all browns, and then you can just add one pigment to really transform the look by adding a pop of color. So just adding Serpent on this lid now. Look at that payoff. It's absolutely insane. And it's just honestly amazing to be able to finally use them on camera, to be able to show you how well they work on camera. They are insane. All right, this is what the eyes are looking like now. So I've applied 2 colors, and it honestly, you can see so many different colors on the eye. You've got the teal, you've got a light green, there's a gold, there's that beautiful red from the Molten, but then also the 2 pigments mixed together has created this gorgeous sort of like cool tone blue through the center. Like they just make doing makeup easy. Like you don't have to spend hours and hours getting your makeup to look perfect. You can just apply a pigment and it looks like you've had your makeup done by a makeup artist. So I'm gonna go in with Stardust now, our amazing shimmery gold. And I'm gonna pick it up on our E10 Precision Shader. This is a really nice tiny little precise brush. Amazing for packing shadow onto the inner corner, but also amazing for pretty much anything. You can use it to highlight your brow bone, you can use it to pack shadow onto the lid, you can also blend with it. Pretty much it's good for anything. And what makes this one special is it's just so tiny, so it's really good for precise detail work. All right, so I have dampened that one a little bit and I'm going into Stardust. I'm just picking it up off the lid. Look at it. It is absolutely the most insane, intense color ever. Oh, I love it. So this one looks glittery, but it's actually not. It's actually just got these amazing reflective surfaces on the pigments that actually reflect light in a way that makes it look like glitter, but without you having to deal with the chunkiness of glitter. And it's just so crazy pigmented. I am packing this one onto the inner corner of my eyes, and we will blend it out and sort of, you know, smoke it out and make it a little bit less intense later, but I just wanted to show you the color. Oh, I feel like these eyes are like peacock eyes. I'm loving. So that's pretty much it for the eyes. I will rub whatever is left on the brush of Serpent just through the lower lash line as well, just to sort of complete it, tie everything together. And then I'm just going to quickly chuck on some mascara off camera, and we're going to move on to the skin. I wasn't going to do lashes, but I've changed my mind now that I've got mascara on. I just feel like I want to go all out today. So I've got our Glamour set. This is again from my brand Nikkia, Gerard Cosmetics. These are really awesome double stacked lashes. They're honestly so fluffy, but still so lightweight and non-irritating on the eyes. I think I might even go with the first style actually. These ones are longer through the center of the lash and then taper out towards the outer corners, but they really open up the eyes and make them look like pow. So yeah, I'm gonna pop them on off camera, and then we're gonna move on to the skin. All right, lashes are on, looking fluffy and amazing, and I also feel like it really ties together, you know, those shades that I have used in the eyeshadow look. You just can't deny that it looks like I've applied literally 10 different eyeshadows. It's so quick and easy. So moving back onto the skin, I feel like the foundation is still looking really nice. I don't really feel the need to actually apply, you know, any more foundation. Like I feel like it's looking pretty good, so I'm gonna go straight into concealer. This is the Pat McGrath Skin Fetish Concealer. I love this. It's really nice and smooth on the skin, but it doesn't crease and it just stays looking perfect all day. It's beautiful. So I'm gonna apply it underneath the eyes, on the nose, probably the forehead as well. And you know what? Because I'm feeling fancy and festive, on the chin as well. So just going back in with that cream blend brush from earlier, I'm going to use that to really push that concealer up nice and close in with the eyeshadow. And then we will use one of our perfecting sponges to blend it everywhere else. It's just so good to be able to get it up nice and close without sort of covering the eyeshadow, without poking yourself in the eye. Just blending that underneath the eye, creating a nice smooth line between where that eyeshadow ends and where the concealer starts. Okay, going in with one of our Nikkia Gerard Cosmetics perfecting sponges now. These are so smooth and soft, and they give you the most like blown out airbrushed finish ever. Again, and I feel like I've just been saying this on repeat, these ones were designed with a purpose as well. The pore size on our sponges is so much smaller than traditional sponges on the market. It gives you a smoother finish, so it makes your skin look less textured. It gives you more of like that airbrush look, but it also helps them absorb less product, so you get less foundation wastage in the sponge. So just smoothing that concealer out. Oh, I love this concealer. It's just so smooth and creamy. Just looks perfect on the skin. Now for setting powder, I'm obviously going to be using our Velvet Finishing Powder as well. It's the only setting powder that I use. Like there's nothing else to say. It really is the only one. Now you guys know my favorite way to apply it and to get the smoothest finish is to use our blending sponge to do it. So picking up the powder on the sponge, I then push it into the skin. And it will really, oh, and it smells absolutely amazing. I just got like a big whiff of it. It will really finely smooth out the skin. It removes any texture and it will lock your foundation down for 16 hours of like literally perfect smudge proof, shine proof, airbrushed, velvety looking and feeling skin. It just keeps your makeup looking perfect. So I still, you know, I always do this through the center of my face, but I am going to be showing you our new Lux Powder Brush as well, showing you how I use it in conjunction. So here she is. She's beautiful and she's a mammoth, honestly. And this is the brush that I got the most questions about throughout, you know, the last several years. People being like, what is that brush? It looks soft as anything. I need to know where to get one. You officially can get one now. So like I said, it's a really nice big fluffy brush. It has got a tapered tip, but it really is the girth and the shape of this brush that makes it special. So I'm just going to swirl in the lid of the powder, pick up any excess, and then I'm going to use it to very quickly and very gently powder down the rest of my face so that my makeup stays in place and stays looking perfect. You will understand when you get this brush and you feel it, like just how soft it is. It is like heaven on the skin. Really, really soft bristles, and the shape's really important too. Basically, it means that you can apply powder to your entire face the fastest way, but also the easiest way, and without disturbing any of the products that you've got underneath. All right, moving on to bronzing and contouring the face. I'm going to use the Benefit Hoola Caramel Bronzer. Love this. Really, really rich shade, really long lasting on the skin, and really smooth as well. Like, it's not patchy when you apply it. And to apply it, I'm going to be using our angled contouring brush. Now, this is a very, very, very special brush as well. Again, just revised so many times and perfected so many times. It is a much rounder, and you will notice when you get it, it is actually a much rounder and like less precise shape than majority of the contour brushes on the market. Hang on, I'll grab some to compare to. Okay, so here is one from Zoeva, and then here is one from Sigma. See how they've got much more precise sort of edges? Like, you can really sort of see like that triangular shape. You can see the bristles come down to a real point at the tip of the brush. And if you look at it sort of side on, where the bristles actually get to the edge of the brush here, there's like it's a very defined kind of angle. Like there's a corner on the brush, if that makes sense. In comparison to my brush, see how it's got like perfectly rounded edges? So basically the idea behind this and sort of why it works so well is like these corners on the edge of majority of contour brushes out there. And most of these brushes are also laser cut. So they actually put the hair in the brush and then they cut them with laser machines, and it gives you like blunt ends. Ours aren't laser cut. They're actually handmade, hand stacked, and hand shaped. But these edges that aren't round, so when you are blending in your contour with them, you end up with lines and you end up with streaks because it's not like this perfect rounded shape. So having the edges so rounded like this just means that you're going to get the most perfect and easy finish like every single time. The brush does the work for you. It does the blending for you. It makes your life easy, and it just molds to the contours of your face. Look at that. Perfect. Literally took me 2 seconds. So I'm applying this bronzer to my temples, obviously around my hairline, and also through that sunken area sort of underneath my cheekbone to pull my face in, give it a little bit of shape, give it a little bit of color. I'm honestly in love with this brush. I would marry it. If I wasn't marrying Brandon, I'd marry this. And the bristles are so incredibly soft, but they still pick up, you know, enough product and deposit it really evenly. The softness also means that they don't disturb your foundation and cause things to rub off and cause your skin to get red looking. There's nothing better, I'm telling you. Like, and I have no shame in saying that because I have literally tried every single brush out there. I have done hours and hours and hours and hours and hours and hours and hours of makeup. I know what makes things easier. Moving on to blush. This is the Ciate Date Night Blush. I love this one. It's one of my faves. I mean, look at how well loved and used it is. Just beautiful and natural on the skin. And to apply it, I'm going to be using our Tapered powder brush. This is, again, one of the softest things you will literally ever touch. Oh, I just feel, I want a pillowcase that feels like this, honestly. This is a really awesome multi-use brush. You can use it to powder the skin, you can use it for bronzer, and you can use it for blush. Blush is my favorite way to use it. I just swirl it in the pan, and because it is tapered, so because it has got this point on the end, it means that you can be really precise about where you apply the products, but it also means that if you use a little bit more pressure, it can cover a larger area. So just sort of swirling this one onto the skin. Again, because the bristles are so soft, they just glide over the skin without transferring any of your original products off. So it's not going to cause your foundation to rub off. It's not going to cause the powder to come off. And it just applies the blush in the most beautiful airbrush natural way. Like, I challenge you, if you've got a blush that you hate, that you just feel like every time you put it on it looks awful, it looks like patchy and not natural, use it with this brush and you'll be like, oh, I see what you mean. They honestly just do the work for you. So blush is on. All right, moving on to highlighting now. I am going to highlight the high points of my face. I am going to use our Precision Highlighter brush to do this. We do also have another highlighting brush that you can use if you wish. This is the Precision Powder. Again, really good for multi-use. But I want to get, like, I really want to finely tune where I put my highlighter today. So that's why I'm going to use this one. And I'm, of course, going to be using our Nikkia Cosmetics Illuminate Highlighting Palette. This is a really beautiful 6-pan highlighting palette. And there is a shade in here for everyone and every skin tone. And they're also super buttery and and finely milled, and you're about to see just how pigmented. You're about to see. So I'm thinking I'm gonna go, oh, we might go glimmer actually because we've got gold on the eyes. So picking up glimmer on the brush, and I'm just gonna start to apply that right on my cheekbones. Oh, look at that, my skin looks wet. Yes, I love that. So this brush I made a little bit smaller than the typical highlighting brush because again, I don't have a huge head, I don't have a huge face. Majority of the time, other highlighting brushes that I was using, I was trying to apply my highlighter to only very precise areas of my face or my nose or wherever else it may be. And I ended up with highlighter everywhere because they were just too big for the job. This one is so small and precise that you can really just put it in the areas that you want. Super, super soft bristles again, so they don't disturb anything underneath. And the bristles are sort of crimped in a way that actually holds onto the product and deposits it directly on the skin. You don't get like heaps of fallout all over your cheeks. I've got that one on the cheekbones. Oh, I love this color. It's beautiful. I'm gonna pop it on my nose as well. Maybe the bridge of my nose. And also my Cupid's bow. And actually, I might even pack a little of this one on the brow bone and the inner corner of the eye as like a little bit of extra brightness as well. For lipstick, I'm using this gorgeous pinky nude shade. Again, who is surprised? You know you're not surprised. I'm gonna apply this directly onto my lips, and then I'm gonna show you our lip brush. This is such a smooth, amazing, creamy formula. I love the Clinique Lipsticks. These are called their Even Better Pop Lip Color Foundation. It's actually kind of a bizarre name, like it's a lipstick, but they're just so lightweight and smooth on the lips. And then I'm gonna take our tiny little lip brush, the F08. Again, this is a brush that I poured. Like, you guys probably think it's so bizarre. Like, Nikkia, it's a lip brush. Like, surely, you know, there's nothing fancy to it. You guys, I spent so much time working on this damn lip brush. You have no idea. It is the perfect density, it's the perfect thickness, and it is the perfect shape to make it so easy to get a perfect crisp line around the lips and also to fill in the Cupid's bow. I'm very fussy with lip brushes. Again, most of them are too sparse. They're not made of the right fibers. They're not the right shape. They're too thick, and they honestly just made the job harder. Yes, it is just a lip brush to most people, but to me, it is a work of art. So I've just picked up the lipstick on the brush and I'm going to use it to carve out my Cupid's bow. It literally just creates the most perfect line ever. Do you guys hear that? That was my stomach grumbling. And then once you've got that line really crisp and perfect, you can either, you know, keep filling in like with the product on the brush this way, or you can just go in and apply the rest of the lipstick. So here is the finished look. Really, really smooth, glowy skin and this amazing like array of colors on the eyes. I think that it's super festive. It's really, really good for like the holiday season, but also, you know, I would wear this grocery shopping because that's the kind of gal I am. I hope that today's video showed you guys just how easy our pigments and our brushes are to use. I'm honestly so, so proud of every single one of them. And like I said, like you watched me do my eyes today, literally 3 colors and, you know, there's no like 10 transition shades or anything. 3 pigments that have just given me the most amazing eyeshadow look that looks like I've literally spent hours doing. They make life easier. And I hope that you enjoyed seeing some of our brushes in action. Obviously, we have 22 different brushes, so I couldn't show you them all in today's video, but you will obviously see them in videos coming up. But yeah, everything is available now on our website, nikkiajoybusiness.com. And this is just beyond exciting for me. Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you again. I know that I say it all the time and you're probably sick of me just repeating it over and over and over, but I am so beyond grateful to every single person out there who has ever showed me an ounce of support. You are all so incredibly supportive of my brand, and without you guys, you know, we wouldn't have this amazing makeup brand. I'm so excited to keep building it. We're adding more products early next year. So much stuff is happening. Yeah, it's just, I'm so grateful for you guys every single day. You are amazing. So let me know all of your thoughts down in the comments. I love you all heaps, and I will catch you in my next video. Mwah! Bye, guys.